Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for November 2022. This is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. I suggest that you go back and look at the moon, your moon and rising sign, but also in order to gain any insight into your own personal situation requires a personal reading. In case you haven't heard, I'm taking my website offline on the 31st of this month. And so what I have done is I have, in the About box section of my channel, I have placed the reading packages, okay, with the prices. And also you can simply email me if you want a book and just let me know what reading that you'd like, okay, and then we will go from there. It's a new way of working and I haven't quite figured out exactly how it's going to work, a place where you can find all the information in one spot, but I am working on it. So with that being said, I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have the Levita Sibila. And we'll go ahead and stick with the Golden Nostradamus cards to wrap up the reading, okay? So let me turn the camera around and we'll get started, all right? Okay, 9 cards. I'm going to put one more shuffle on these and one more rifle. 2022 is about to be history. I cannot believe that. All right, here we go. 9 cards. Page of Wands. The 4 of Wands. This is interesting because the 4 of Wands has come out in every single reading that I've done, I think except for Scorpio. And I can't remember, but I know it came out for Sagittarius. It came out for Aquarius. I think it did for Sagittarius. I know it came out for Aquarius and Capricorn, okay? So perhaps the energy is all about home or what we consider to be home at the moment. So we have the 4 of Wands. Wow, we have the 8 of Wands. Okay, so this is something different. Well, I'll explain in a minute. The 7 of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. Wow. Wow. Aw, the 8 of Cups. Aw. So now I have 2 8s. And I have 2 court cards. Last row, the 5 of Cups. Oh, what is happening, Pisces? But look, it is the Fool card. Okay. And then finally, our last card down, it is the Devil. Well. I don't know what to tell you, Pisces. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, what is over the entire reading? It is the 6 of Cups. Long lost friends, old relationships coming back, memories, nostalgia, sentiment. It could be the exchanging of gifts. It could be, I don't think this is a windfall or an inheritance. I don't think it's that. Traditionally, the wands represent your career, but it's really your focus, your passion, your desire. I have 3 wands, 3 cups, a pentacle, and 2 major arcana cards. Past, present, future interplay of the cards. I don't know if maybe you guys let me put it this way. I feel that this is, it has to do with in the area of romance, okay? And I don't know if some of you have heard or sent out a message or received a message, something really exciting, somebody new coming into your life. Maybe the relationship developing rather quickly. Maybe you guys may have moved in. This is telling me it happens quickly. But this energy is also leaving. This 8 of Wands. Now, the 2 8s can mean a slight concern in regards to the sincerity of a male friend. But 2 8s can also mean, hold on, let me make sure I got it right. Let me just make sure here. Hold on, where's my thing at? There it is. One of you will receive news that affects the relationship. Most definitely. And here it is in the center. Here in this past row, this whole idea of you wanting something new and something exciting in your life. Maybe you've been putting in the effort. Maybe maybe you've lost weight. Maybe you went on dating sites. Maybe you've gone on blind dates. People have hooked you up with friends and whatnot. And you're not seeing any return on whatever it is that you've been doing. And for some of you, this is leaving you a bit sad and remorseful. I also get the sense that this is, for some of you, you may have been waiting for this person. Whomever this person is, you've been waiting a while for this person, okay, to make a return. Now, interestingly, today is the Scorpio eclipse. And sometimes people leave our lives under eclipses, and then sometimes they will return back, okay? And this is why I tell you, if you break up with someone, don't beg and plead to go back to them. They're supposed to be eclipsed out of your life for a reason. But sometimes under eclipses, people come back. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to stick around, okay? It very well could be. We'll take a look at that. But there's this implied 3 of Pentacles here. Okay? Missing. And that is a celebration. It represents those kind of universal get-togethers, baby showers, graduations, marriage, what do you call them? Receptions, things of that nature, okay? And these are the 3 cups that we're crying over. But it's the same 3 cups that's sitting up here. And so I'm kind of baffled. I don't know if this is you leaving and walking away, taking your cup and walking away. Okay? But if this is a person returning or this is an offer, this person makes you feel really, really good. Great energy, but there's never been really a commitment. They've never just came outright and said, hey, let's get married. That's a shacking up card. But this Fool card says that there's a new beginning coming. That's what that tells me. But it is this Devil card here, which is ending the end of the spread, which can speak about fear. It can speak about obsession. It could speak about possession, power and control issues. Who has it? Who doesn't? This could be about great sex. But the Devil also represents commitment, doing the hard work, rolling up your sleeves and getting real about the situation. What and who do you commit yourself to? See the couple there chained to the base of the Devil. And so I'm always really, really suspect when the Devil shows up in terms of relationships. Because it can mean that it would turn out to be, even though it's a new beginning, it says it's a new beginning, okay, that new beginning can turn into something that you really didn't expect it to. And so I'm going to turn this card over, and we see it's the offer, the excited news, the offer comes, and then here's the Devil. That's just a really weird, combination of cards. I do admit this myself. Even here, this can be somebody arriving by plane. It could be, usually it's travel in connection with work, but it implies that a situation happens quickly. We go from the ace to the 4, and this is the implied ace that he's holding, to the 4, and then all of a sudden we go to the 8. It doubles itself from here to here. Okay? And so I'm going to take a look, turn these 2 cards over to see, and then sometimes the devil can be a block to say, you know what, you can't go any further, at least not right now. Okay? Stagnancy. Things not moving. Maybe someone being obstinate. So it's kind of this weird energy of this freedom and movement and liberation after walking away and perhaps mourning and being sad. This is a 5, and 5s always represent ups and downs and upheaval. Okay? 0 is the sum of everything and then nothing. The 7 represents the idea of stopping for a moment and questioning ourselves. What do I do next? Okay? There's a lot of passionate energy up here at the top. And then it starts to change a little bit. So let me take a look at the 4, the 8, the 7, the 8 of Cups, and the 5 as they relate to these 2 cards here. This is really a strange, this is in a sense kind of a trigger. This is the eclipse. So I'm not saying this will happen today. It is most definitely in the, what do you call it? Future column. So this could be from the eclipse today to the next eclipse, which will be November 8th. But the truth is, when eclipses come, there's a 6-month window. And sometimes eclipses will come back around, and it can be 18 years between the time, a number of years between the time that there's a change or a revelation or a actual closing of whatever has been left open and undone. So let me go to this 4 of Wands just to see if the 4 of Wands has anything to tell me. It does not. Now, it implies celebrations, get-togethers, and positive outcomes. It depicts a situation of satisfaction, peace, and happiness. This may be in reference to either a personal relationship or issue or a business venture or project. It may be an indication that someone is enjoying a romance, which may lead to the commitment of marriage, or the foundations of a long-term commitment or marriage may be laid at this time. There you have it. 8 of Wands. It's a shacking up card. That's what I call it. The 8 of Wands says that your goals are within reach. Your job now is to maintain the momentum and continue along the path to success. It asks that you remain diligent and steadfast in your attitude and demeanor. Progress towards a satisfactory conclusion of any matter is at hand. Any matter at hand is indicated by the appearance of the 8 of Wands. The delays are over, the holdups are done with, and good things will begin to happen in your life. I don't know about this. In regards to travel, it tells of a journey or trip to be made in conjunction with business or is work related. If you are waiting on a letter or phone call or even an email, you do not have to wait too much longer. These were my messages. These always show up as messages. However, for me, nights always represent events. You get some news or message or information, and then that situation moves along. And what we see is someone walking away from something. Now, the 8 of Wands can indicate that you may be faced with obstacles and hindrances on all sides. And it suggests that you may be facing inner turmoil, struggles, and confusion. You will need to remain alert and adaptable in order to see your way through at this time. It tells of a need to reach goals that you have set for yourself. Check that they are viable and realistic. so as not to disappoint yourself unduly. Here with the devil. The Eight of Wands is telling you to ignore all temptations and remain focused on your goal, regardless of outside manipulations and influences. Ignore all else and forge ahead in your intended direction. That's what it says. And maybe this is why you have to walk away. Not sure. Seven of Pentacles. Tells of assessing the gains of your labors. Sevens indicate a time of solitude and asking questions of the inner self. It implies that there is a focus on limited successes. Plan your next move carefully and you should have a welcome change to your financial position. But sometimes it can represent a change or change in direction. Decisions to do with choices is apparent. So it is important to weigh up all options. The choice being whether to remain in the position you are currently in or to step forward towards the new. The card asks that you be patient. It says a sudden change or option may present itself when this card appears. There are important decisions to be made and clear communication is needed in order to come to the right conclusion or decision. Discussions lead to success. I don't know. It infers that a positive change for the better will affect your income and personal life. It tells you not to be overly anxious if a delay or postponement takes place in regards to some financial negotiations. But it tells me nothing with these two cards. I've done the Eight of Cups, I believe so. Five of Cups. Hang on, guys. We'll be going for a walk in a minute. Just wait a second. The Five of Cups tells you that dwelling on what might have been is a futile exercise. It is far better to accept things and learn from the lesson and then move on. It tells of experiencing a feeling of bitterness that could create real problems in a relationship. In time, the bitterness and emptiness that you may be feeling will pass and feelings of contentment and happiness will return. It asks you to consider the reasons for these negative feelings and to try to establish a positive goal or desire. Now, sometimes this card says you can receive an inheritance of sorts. There's these two, but this doesn't feel like what this is. It could be signifying a delayed inheritance and a preoccupation with the loss at the expense of recognizing one's true asset and powers. It is a card of loss and regrets and may be indicating that although things may not have gone to plan, there is still something remaining which is able to be worked upon. Therefore, it brings a message that all is not as final as may initially seem. The Five of Cups can suggest that you are worried that love will pass you by and there is a feeling of being unloved. This card may presage the breakup of a relationship, marriage, or partnership of some kind, or of losing something of personal value and importance to you. It asks you to carefully consider before making major decisions, as the effect will have unforeseen consequences. It does have a meaning with the devil. It is an indication that you must take the time to contemplate all options and avenues before stepping forward. Quiet, positive contemplation is needed to achieve focus. Not to do so will incur wasted energies. It infers that time must be spent in contemplation because energies are being wasted. Now, I find that to be interesting because the devil card is here. And this could be the idea that some of you just go ahead and forge ahead. You know, really without thinking. I'll tell you what the devil says. I mean, the fool says. It depicts a situation where you will have to think very carefully before making your final choice or decision. It indicates that a new phase is about to begin, and it asks you to abandon the old to enable you to begin something new. It tells that sometimes it is necessary to take risk in order to force change. Use discernment though, as sometimes it is wiser to stay put. In a reading, the Fool indicates that it is important to trust your own judgment and plan for the future, but to do so wisely. It signifies that past mistakes must be looked into as lessons were learned through the experience. In other words, you've already learned it. It is indicating that you may be at a crossroads in your life. It is a message to look to your mistakes of the past, as many lessons have been learned, and you are urged not to make the same mistakes again. Learn from the past. So, here's what I want to do. I don't know if this, I get the sense that for some of you, this is a person making a return into your life. I'm not exactly sure that the person is the person who leaves, is the one who leaves. But I also feel that some of you won't leave. Okay? I think that this is you leaving, perhaps. But that others of you don't. You stick around. And I don't know why that would be. I'm going to just go ahead and pull cards on this Eight of Cups. The Vecchia Signora. Di Fedeltà. And the Yardro. Well, I'll explain those in a minute. The Vecchia Signora implies being stuck, thinking the way things should be or should have been. It could be being stuck in an idea of the way things should be or should have been. I'm going to look at this whole row across the bottom. Fortuna. Definitely we know there's a change. The Mercante. And the Belvedere. Now, the Mercante is an interesting card because out of all of the Sibilas, he is the only one who does not represent a situation. It speaks to a person. And I don't know what you guys are doing, but y'all need to knock it off. Knock it off. 1 second, and we're gonna go for a walk in just a second. Go sit down. Come on, sit down. Sit down. Not here. Not here. Go sit down. And to be honest with you, particularly with this card and this Devil card, he feels like this. Let me tell you what it says in terms of romance. In love, it can indicate a cold and calculating partner, but it can also indicate someone is in the relationship for financial gain. There is an exchange of some kind, sometimes not even financial, in which one partner benefits, or even both, from the union. There you have it. The card can indicate, in love, it is never positive, as it always indicates selfishness and ulterior motives. It indicates a cold and calculating man. It is different from the coldness of the partner identified as the sacerdote, where that man is detached, unemotional, but nonetheless faithful and dependable, without the calculating, self-serving streak present in the man presented by the 13 of diamonds here. Okay? Now, the Two of Swords, or the old lady, can represent the end of a phase, a warning of some kind, situations that are about to terminate and or decline, and something or someone that is losing its hold on you. So see, we see you walking away. There's this friendship or this relationship of trust. But then we have the Yardro, whom I never like to see in any circumstance. He is somewhat like the Knight or Jack of diamonds. I mean of yeah, diamonds. Now, the card heralds a negative change, a sudden turn of events for the worse. The events are usually caused by the presence of ill-intentioned people near you. The card indicates a loss of any kind. On an emotional level, this card refers to betrayal and treachery. It refers to demeaning situations, immoral practices, or being forced to do something under duress, either mental or physical. It also indicates someone who has lost their faith due to the occurrence of an unpleasant event or the actions of an unpleasant person who has caused their loss. Now, financially, it is terrible, for it heralds a theft, the loss of money, loan sharks, extortion, money laundering, business offers that will be revoked, illegal activities, or obtaining things by deception. It indicates Ponzi schemes and all kinds of swindles. It is someone who brings out the worst in people, who robs them of the awareness of who they really are. In love, the card indicates someone who is unfaithful and or someone who wants to steal either you or the partner for themselves. It also indicates a lack of affinity between people, whether in a love relationship or not. And it is a card of contracts and clashes of personality. Now let's see here. Spades, which it is not. Okay, so that's that. Here we have the Fortuna card. Now, the Fortuna card, in a way, it's almost like it's saying that you are being afforded some measure of protection if you walk away from this person, or you are able to make the right decision, okay? In a sense, that's going to be what saves you. There are only 2 lucky cards in the that can negate any negative cards in the Sibilas, and the Fortuna is one of them. It brings good luck in all forms. And it says that the good fortune will simply happen without you having to do anything for it or to go looking for it. The card does not represent chance, for she is not blindfolded. It represents karmic luck, good luck that is the result of divine providence, regardless of how a situation may look from the outside, and more often than not, it looks like blind luck, but it is not. Any spread can become positive due to the power of this card to annul any or all negative cards, even the most sinister ones, as they appear in the spread. So here is this King of Diamonds It is not a very good card when reversed, as it represents a swindler, a con man, a mobster, a loan shark, a tyrannical boss, uh, and a businessman not to be trusted. It indicates someone who is completely unreasonable and at best who lacks the common sense to make good business decisions, causing his business heavy losses and unnecessary expenditures. Being foolish. I don't know what my cat... Hold on. You guys, get out of my tub. They're in there playing. Okay, so let me get back to what I was saying. The card can also indicate a fierce competitor who uses sleazy tactics to steal other people's clients. It warns of contracts to be signed, as they often hide undesirable clauses or cause unforeseen complications. It can also indicate a terrible work environment, setbacks at work, something that will turn one's career upside down, an unfulfilling job, and complications in one's career and or in choosing a profession. The man represented by this card is corrupt and has no moral conscience. He exploits instead of helping and gets richer and richer on the backs of other people's hard work. He's a cruel taskmaster with no compassion or remorse in his heart. The card is also connected to contraband, illegal businesses, forced labor, and exploitation. We've heard that before. Now, in love, the meaning of this card does not change, but a certain element of danger is added to this person's character, for he can be cruel, ruthless, and brutal. Let's see, what card? Okay, so those cards have not shown up, so that's good. Let me see. The Nine of Spades. The Nine of Spades has not shown up. That's good. Okay. It says, this is a card that indicates someone who is misguided in their ideas or in their assessment of a situation. So, officially he's known as a perfidious person. So, what I find to be interesting is this Belvedere card. And the Belvedere card is not necessarily a neutral card, but what it says is that someone is awaiting it heralds the arrival of something, news or an opportunity, or of someone in a very short period of time. The telescope in the depiction is the wrong way around to describe metaphorically that the woman is not merely observing something from afar, but that something is coming towards her. The meaning is neutral, that whatever or whoever is going to arrive is usually indicated by the cards that follow, but we're looking at this. Now, on its own in a reading, and it's not on its own, it can signify the return of a partner or of a loved one. But on a much broader level, the card indicates that something has not fully taken shape and that the future has not yet been defined, that there is still time to change events. Sometimes it can simply indicate the unavoidable arrival of something or someone in whatever area inquired about. Emotionally, it may indicate anxiety, trepidation, or impatience, and all the emotions associated with the uncertainty of waiting for something or someone to arrive. But it also warns us not to pry into other people's lives and to mind our own business, inviting us to look within instead for introspection and self-analysis of our own behavior. This card is also connected to long distances, faraway places, and locations abroad. Now, I think, and this is just me, that whatever this thing is, this crossroads, it definitely involves someone from your past returning, coming back, and that it very well could be a trap for you. Only you're going to have to be able to decide that, okay? And so I would counsel, as the cards have said, that stop and consider whatever it is you're doing. The consequences are unknown, and it could have effects out to 6 months. So even if this is a contract of some sort, you know, just be cautious. That's all I can tell you. Quite strange. Here we go. Number 12. I think this is called the Ivy. Well, listen, nothing is sweeter, nothing surer than the comfort of pure friendship. Look around, because a friend or someone you love will help you, support you, and will be faithful. You will be helped and favored by someone close to you. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. There's too many somewhat negative cards here for me to ignore. Okay. A false friend is what that says to me. So do be careful. You know, if you are unsure, then seek the advice of someone you trust. Get a second opinion. Maybe you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend who's really good at reading people or picking up on stuff. Sometimes people show up in the guise to help us when they're not really wanting to help us at all. And so I feel that you should be very careful. I don't, particularly because it's happening around this eclipse. This is the only eclipsed moon in the deck of cards. And we have the eclipse today at 2 Scorpio. So, and Scorpio is all about monies with a sexual component. So, be very careful. You know, because that ivy could turn out to be poison ivy, right? Okay. So that's what I have for you, Pisces. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.